bottle. So far all we found is a piece of, this is probably more modern pottery, piece of an old milk jar, probably a circa 1970s Budweiser can, and lots of deer tracks. Yeah. Here's another piece of that pottery. Oh. Got two pieces of pottery. I'll have to have my pottery expert look at that. I don't think it's native, neither does my dad, but I'll send him a couple pics. He knows more about pottery than I do. Anyway, this is a new creek we're in today. Just kind of scouting it out, seeing if it's worth looking at more than once. It was quite a bear to get in here, There you can see it's pretty thick. It's a little iffy getting down in here, but finally made it. We just don't have a whole lot of area to look. It's flooded pretty deep down there, and then back around that bend it's dammed up with logs and it's flooded up there, so we don't have any waders on or anything. Some modern trash. Unfortunately, with sandy bottoms like this, stuff just sinks down. But there is some pieces sitting up here that are pretty heavy, and they're still sitting on top, so something washed out of the bank in the last few storms. We might get lucky and find it sitting here, but for all the stuff that's been sitting here for decades, it's probably down in the sand real deep. I have to dig and sift for it. Thought there'd be more bottles down here, to be honest. A lot of fish in there. Big old spider web. I can't see that. I doubt we're going to be able to get to that bank over there. It's hard enough finding a spot to get in here. Piece of bamboo. Alright, we just come through all that crap. About fell down the bank. We got a nice sandbar to check out. Modern glass. Modern trash. It looks like where old Mr. Snake was. Hopefully not a venomous one. Check on the other side of the log. See what else piled up around it. Oh man, this is soft. Whew. Might not be conducive to hunting artifacts. It's really soft over here. Whew. Man. If we were to find anything, I'm afraid it would be pretty beat up. Most of the rocks I've seen are pretty smooth down and tiny, being bashed around in here. There's an old jug top over there. Now that's old. That'd be a nice one. Old jug top. So that used to be a vase or something.
Oh yeah, there's another piece that back up yonder that looks like the same stuff.
There's another piece of pottery, maybe. Yeah, I think that's another piece of pottery. Excuse me. Piece off a plate, piece of porcelain or something. Pottery. Like I say, I don't know if it's native or not, but we shall see. this piece I'm pretty sure is native, because it's the outside's got the rough lines on it. Yeah, see, that's the outside.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure this one is native. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's a classic right there. Oh, they got some use out of it. They wore it flat. Another circa 70s Budweiser. Piece of a Coke bottle. Let's see how far we can get. He can go a little further than me. He doesn't have boots on. I don't really want to get my feet soaking wet. There's a better way out right there. Well, yeah.
Probably go right over there and get through all the weeds.
Yeah.
On top.
Yeah.
Easy to walk on.
Yeah, that looks about thigh deep right there. I don't think we're gonna be able to make it there that way. Yeah, I know it's above my boots.
Pretty big. Whoa. Face first.
Coyote. Sorry if I keep jerking the camera around. I'm trying not to drop it as I'm changing hands with that and my pokey stick. Piece of brick. The bricks with holes in it. Some really thin glass. Maybe somebody's glasses. How thin that is. Yeah. You think it's somebody's glasses?
It's a window glass, look, or maybe.
It was small and round, but it's not the bottom of a jar or anything.
It's very flat.
Yeah.
It's a window glass maybe, but it sure is broken in a arc there. Looks like it was cut.
Yeah, it looks cut and it's smooth. Here's some more little pieces of pottery.
Brown glass.
Yeah, Budweiser bottle maybe.
It's got
Oh yeah,
patterns on it.
like an old syrup bottle or something. Me and we went to an antique store the other day. Yeah, that one's got a little fancy design on it. Went to an antique store the other day and got some big mason jars and got a big tall ball blue mason jar and a Atlas mason jar, and got my pieces of broken pottery and stuff I've been finding in them fields. About filled the bottom of one of them up and put all the broken native points and stuff in another one. Most of the stuff I got right now I got in a nice display case, but now I got another big old old antique candy jar or something. Put a lot of them polished stones have been running through my tumbler in. Looks a little better than having them in Tupperware.
Piece of wood that's been tumbled in the river for a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
Little tiny fishies.
Yeah. Probably can't pick them up on the camera. Well, I'll cut this on if we find anything else. So this is pretty much what we had to get through to get out here. Basically just following a deer trail, if you can call it that. Pretty much a tick and snake habitat. Kind of a marshy area over there. If I keep jerking the camera, I'm probably fighting a bug or something. Oh, that's a line in the silt. I thought there was a snake laying there in that water. It's a squiggly line in the silt. There's the first manhole we passed. So I think it's where the ground turns to sand is where we kind of came in. That's where that dog was. That's kind of our marker. Luckily, it's not quite as hot as it's been this week, but it's only 10 o'clock, so it's just going to get hotter from here. We tried to go to another creek that had really nice rock bars in it. Would have been perfect, but there were no trespassing signs all over the place, so that kind of ruined that. And since this is up where my parents live, I haven't really scouted any of these places, so this was, we really had no idea what we were coming up to today. But hopefully, pretty sure at least a few of those pieces are native pottery, so we didn't totally strike out. And in fact, I haven't found any native pottery, so that's a first. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's just too sandy on that bottom for heavy stuff and tools. You'd have to come down here and sift and shovel, and I'm not going to do that. It's not really worth hiking all the way back in here just to do all that. Right now we're just walking down, I guess this is like a city right away for the sewer things or something.
Yeah, access road.
Yeah. So there's a park right back through those trees. That's where we came in from. Of course, kind of like Dumb and Dumber on the map, it looked a little bit closer. Like it was only 4 inches, but it was a pretty good hike. Back in here, just trying to find an access point because the bank is super steep. But we'll find where we cut through at. We'll get back to the little trail. Should be right up here. Yeah, this is where it started getting real sandy right here. We came in. I think right here, there's one of my boot prints.
Should have left the trail of breadcrumbs.
Well, I mean, we know it's right here because that's where we came in at. Just got to find the best way to maneuver through all that junk again. And I think that was it, because we didn't come over this. Because we come down here and looked and it was too, that's all too deep. It's all flooded. So I think it's right back over here.
Yeah.
I'll wake up old Mr. Snake. Wake up. Speaking of snakes, we killed a nice copperhead at work the other day. About 2.5 feet long, maybe. One of the guys at work about stepped on it. Try and get through here without getting spiders on us. Yeah, this looks familiar. Oh, careful, that's steep right there. Oh, good ankle breaker. And there's a big log. Slightly different path in. Oh, God. Okay. So we went around. Yeah, right here. I think we just went around all that. Yeah, we crossed that log right there. So we didn't go through there. That's why it's so...
Here's an imitation of this plant. What it is. Palm.
I think that was on the trail. Like on the, like that way. On the road.
It was on the way down.
Alright, I'm going to try not to fall. But we basically just got to go straight this way. Gonna blaze a path. Oh, of course, there goes the easy way. Look at that. I'm like going through trees. I look over there and you're just gliding through. It's the difference between youth and experience, I guess. Well, I'm sufficiently covered in spiders. Sorry if I'm shaking y'all around. Oh. Well, I think we're gonna hydrate a little. And I'll cut this on if anything else cool happens. Alright guys, got back home. Cleaned this stuff up as best I could without damaging it. And I wanted to give y'all a better, closer look at this stuff so you can see why we figured out this is native pottery and not just a bunch of rocks or something. Now these four are the best examples. These up here are worn down to where they're just about, can't really tell what they are anymore. It's the same kind of material. It's definitely a piece of pottery, but it's worn beyond even recognizing it. So if you'll take a look at this piece, this is a really good piece. Now, this would be the outside. Normally there might be some kind of design on it or something like that. This one's just been worn down from the creek. It was a very sandy creek that we're in, as y'all saw. So, you know, 1,000 years, couple hundred years, however long we've been out there, tumbling around in that sand, just worn it smooth. But the inside is how you know it's early native pottery. You see those lines, kind of ripples in it. And what that comes from is what's called the coil method of making pottery. And I've got an example that my daughter did sometime in elementary or middle school. I don't even remember. But they made these things. And it's the same basic idea. You just make coils of clay and stack them up, and you can make it bigger, make a bowl, make a vase, whatever you want to make. So the inside would always have those coils Can't really get the light down in there real good, but so that's what you're seeing on the inside of this. That's what that is. And then the natives would smooth it down on the outside. They would use corn cob or branches or something and make crisscross designs or other types of designs, or they just smooth it out and leave it plain. Just a very utilitarian design. I think cultures that I guess you'd say closer to our time period would have had more decorative stuff than very ancient primitive cultures that would have made very basic things just to survive. So but that's basically what the coil method is what this is. So that's how natives made their pottery. So that's a real good piece right there. This one, you can I can feel it, but I don't think y'all are going to be able to make it out in the light. And on this side, again, it's pretty much worn smooth. That would be the outside. But you can feel those ridges in it. This piece is a different kind. It's got a lot of rocks and other stuff, crusty stuff in it. But this is the outside, and you can actually kind of see a little design where they've drug sticks across it, or maybe wrapped twine around it. I don't know if y'all can, trying to get the light where it'll play on it. Right there you go. See those lines across it. So this one actually had a little bit of design on it. Again, it's worn out pretty smooth. And this one, I think, is very similar. This is the inside. It's very rough. A lot of different types of little rocks and twigs and grasses in there. It's a pretty thick piece. And then I think that was the outside. And again, it's got little vertical stripes on it. Little streaks running through it. So they decorated this one a little bit too, but it's pretty worn smooth. And then, like I said, these pieces here, they're just too far gone. They've tumbled in the creek too far for too long. But I'm pretty stoked about these. I've been wanting to find some native pottery. It's very hard to find. You're almost never going to find anything complete, of course. Over the years of European colonization and even up into the 60s or so, before there were any kind of laws protecting any of this kind of stuff, people would just smash this stuff when they found it. It was worthless to them. It was just Indian junk. And of course now it's, you know, prized by museums and everything, but back then nobody cared. So a lot of times they just smashed it and threw it out. So it's pretty rare to find this stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. And appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully we can maybe get back down there again. Maybe we can find some more pottery, maybe find a point or something, but definitely worth going back and looking at some point in time. So again, appreciate y'all watching.